Good afternoon, vinyl community. It's Glen Kellaway from the basement with my partner in crime, Jack from Jack's Stereo Experience. Hi, Jack.
Hey, ABC, what's going on?
Yeah, so we're back with our second video. We did a first one collaboration last weekend, and it was pretty well received. We did a thing on the Rolling Stones on their albums released from 1968 to 73. And we had a lot of fun doing it. And we were kind of excited just to keep the ball rolling here. And we've got a few ideas for upcoming videos, but we wanted to jump on our favorite band, the Beatles, on this one. So what are we going to do, Jack?
We are ranking both of our lists, all 33 tracks on Past Masters.
Yeah, very cool. Now, for anybody, I mean, I guess every Beatles fan knows the history of Past Masters. When the Beatles did their studio albums, they didn't believe in putting the singles onto long playing albums. In the States, that was kind of a common thing to do. If a guy had a hit record of, That's My Baby or something, that the album would be called That's My Baby, to get everybody to buy the album, and then there'd just be a bunch of filler on it. Well, the Beatles didn't do that. They wanted to release albums with quality songs on the albums and then the singles separately. So when the UK albums became kind of the standard album, on CD and vinyl in the 80s, they obviously had a lot of songs that weren't on any of those 13 albums, so they released this Past Masters with all the songs that weren't on their original studio records. So we decided, because there's so many great songs on here, that we wanted to talk about this album, and we're going to rank all 33 songs. Neither of us have seen each other's ranking, so this is kind of going to be a surprise to us. We'll see how many we jive on. It'll be kind of interesting. And so we're going to start at 33. We're going to do 3 each, and then kind of move back and forth from there. So I'm going to let Jack start off with number 33, number 32, and number 31 on his ranking.
All right. Well, before I get to number 33, I'm just going to add a quick disclaimer that this is probably the hardest list I've ever had to put together in terms of anything I've ever ranked. So this could change on any day. I was literally just changing it minutes ago. So yeah, depending on what mood I'm in, I could prefer the heavier stuff or the more psychedelic stuff or whatever is on here. So yeah, it was a hard list, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is now. So
I got to ask you, before we get started on the list, what was your process? So walk me through how you came up with your list.
Well, what I did was I actually broke it down, because obviously I'm on CD. So I broke it down on the 2 discs and formulated the ranking of the first disc and then the second disc, and then combined them all together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I well, if you can see my chicken scratch here, my mess, like, look at this. They've given the list away too fast. Like, look at all the scribbling, and I did.
Yeah.
I started out. I took a blank page and wrote the numbers 1 to 33 down, and then I picked the songs that would most likely end up in my top 10, and then the songs that would most likely be at the bottom of the list. They seemed to be the easiest for me to do. Not necessarily I had them in the right order yet, but I kind of knew what songs were going to be in those positions.
Yeah.
And then everything else went in the middle. And then I went, no, that's got to be higher. That's that's no good. That's got to be up here. And to get to number 1 was freaking impossible. Like I'm still not sure I picked the right number 1, but I love it anyway. So I'm happy with it for today.
Yeah. My number 1 and 2 could be like this, really.
Yeah, probably my top 10 could be like that.
Yeah,
I could put them in a hat and be happy with any order that came out. So, okay, without further ado, let's see if we match on any of these.
Okay.
I guarantee we're going to match on the last 2.
So, my number 33, kicking off the list, is Come Give Me Your Dyna Hand. It's I don't think this is a shock to anyone. It doesn't really add much to the album, because the English versions are already there. It's all right, but I don't know. I think it may have even been stronger if they left it off instead of repeating the two songs, later on in the album. But it's still an enjoyable couple minutes when it's playing. But yeah, it's my number 33. And then 32 is once again, no surprise, Sila Deech, if that's how you pronounce it.
Celeb Deech, I think. Celeb Deech, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of same reasons I just mentioned for Come Give Me Your Dinah Hand. And then my number 31 is Bad Boy. So the thing about this is that I think Bad Boy was higher than a couple of the other of the covers when I did my cover ranking, but they've changed around a bit since I've really been listening to this album. So now Bad Boy is at the bottom of the covers, and it's my 31. It's a fine song. I still enjoy it. Even the bottom two, I enjoy it all. But yeah, it's near the bottom. So yeah.
Well, we are pretty much in sync. I've got Celeb Deech or whatever it is at number 33, and Come Give Me Dinah Harn or whatever it is at number 30 or 32. So I just got the same two songs at the bottom. I just mixed them up, but I could have put them either way. So we're pretty close there. And Bad Boy is my number 31 as well.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say other than that. Yeah, it's fine. They rock out on it. It's cool, but there's just a lot of songs that are better ahead of it.
Yeah.
That's all. Wow, that was pretty quick. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if that's because we're related. So that's number 33, 32, and 31. Okay. What do we got for 30, 29, and 28?
So 30 for me, and I think there's a bit of a gap between 31 and 30 for how much I like it. So it ramps up a bit here. But at my number 30, I think probably most people would agree it's not one of their strongest songs, but I still really like it. It's You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. It's a crazy song, really. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Brian Jones is on it.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I really do like it. I'm not one of the people who thinks it's like a Revolution 9 type thing, and I dislike it. I do like the song, but still it's slowed down in the list. And then at number 29, a song that is no longer at the bottom of my cover ranking, and I get much more out of that like awesome guitar riff at the start, and Ringo singing. Yep, there's You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. Is number 29 for me is Matchbox. I mean, it's a rocking song. Ringo sings the hell out of it. And then for 28 for me is another cover. A lot of the covers are near the bottom. Is Long Tall Sally. Paul does a great job on the vocal. It rocks out once again, but it's just near the bottom for me. Nothing else really to be said there.
Wow. Well, we're not gonna jive on these three. My number 30 is Love Me Do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a classic song. It was their first hit in Britain, and it's historically important in the history of the Beatles. But yeah, it's just, and I love the song. It's all these 30 songs up are just like all incredible. So it's not a matter of not liking it, but yeah, I just think there's a lot better songs as they progressed.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question though before you move on to your 29. Is do you prefer the single version or the album version of Love Me Do?
I think the single version.
Okay.
What about you?
I prefer the album version.
Oh, really? How come?
Yeah. Because I don't know. It's just because it's, I guess, a bit slower, and I tend to like that a bit better.
Yeah.
For these single things, but I don't know. I like them both. There's not really that much difference between them.
Yeah, interesting. No, love. Now my number 29 is All Together Now from Yellow Submarine, I guess, right? I like the song. It's kind of just a almost like a kid song in a way. That always reminds me of being very childlike, getting kids to sing along with the 1, 2, 3, 4, a little more. So it's just because it's such a simple song like that, and it's still fun, and it's well done. No problem with it, but that's my number 29. And number 28 is I Call Your Name. Never been a huge fan of that song in the Beatles catalog. So that is my number 28.
Okay.
Now you got 27, 26, and 25.
All right. So 27 for me is This Boy. Great song, great harmonies. They brought George in on the harmony for that one instead of just John and Paul. I really love the song. It's the B-side to I Want to Hold Your Hand. And great song, but just happens to be near the bottom of my list. I have nothing really bad to say about any of these songs. And then 26 is a song that might be a little controversial to be this low, because it's probably a top 10 Beatles song for so many people, but it's maybe a song that I've heard a bit too much. I don't really ever need to hear it again. Not that I dislike it, but my number 26 is Let It Be.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely love it, but just happens to be near the bottom. And then my number 25 is Love Me Do, the single version, obviously.
So This Boy, Let It Be, and Love Me Do. Yeah, Let It Be is it's a great song, but there's something about it does get played a lot. And yeah, it's probably when you think about their especially their singles, it's not one of my favorite singles either. It wouldn't be at the top of my list. So interesting. Yeah. That's a good choice. Now, one of those I'm really surprised about.
Yeah.
It's going to show up a lot higher on my list.
Yeah, I figured it would.
So I've got 20. What song? What am I doing? 20.
27.
27. You know my name. Look up the number. I really like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Time I ever heard it. I think it's fun. I love the music in it. That loungy thing they're doing. I love the whole kibitzing back and forth, and I don't consider it like Revolution number 9 at all in terms of just being a throwaway thing or what most people would consider. Let's skip this on the record. I'm actually a big fan of that song. I really like it. I would never ever skip it when it came on. Yeah, I'm a big fan. You know my name. The next for me is Get Back.
Whoa.
I don't know what it is about Get Back. It's like Get Back and Don't Let Me Down were the single, and I think Don't Let Me Down was the far superior song to be. Should have been the A side, as far as I'm concerned. I keep looking for the singles here to show them, but I'm having trouble finding them in the box. Oh, there it is. Get Back and Don't Let Me Down. So yeah, Get Back is next. That's probably going to be high up on a lot of people's lists. And number 25, Thank You Girl. It's kind of I wouldn't call it a throwaway song, but a weaker song, I think, in the Beatles canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 25.
Sure. Nothing really too revolutionary about that one.
No. So you're next with 24, 23, and 22, right?
Yeah. Okay. 24. I gotta say, I'm looking at my list now and thinking, why did I put this song as low as I did? But I don't have time to change it now, so we're just gonna go with it. My number 24 is The Inner Light. I love it. I mean, I love all the Indian stuff that George did, and on Revolver and Sergeant Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour and all that. And I love this song too. But I guess maybe my least favorite of the really Indian inspired songs that he did. But I still absolutely love it. And then 23 is a great, really rocking cover, Slow Down. Great song. Sort of similar to Bad Boy, just the way it flows, but I think Slow Down is way better. So yeah, John just kills it on the vocal. And then 22, maybe their most famous early song, the biggest song probably in Beatlemania, although I'm not sure, but I would have to guess it's this one, and it's I Want to Hold Your Hand. Great song. Never been my favorite Beatles song, but really kind of, I thought it was going to be lower on my list, but listening to it, it is a great song. So I put it higher up than I thought I would.
The thing with I Want to Hold Your Hand is just for someone who was alive when all this started, it was kind of like a first, that's what you first heard. I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You. Those songs, especially in North America, that was their first number one, was I Want to Hold Your Hand. In the US anyway, I'm not sure in Canada if that was the case, but it might have been She Loves You up here. But that's the reason I don't put it. It just has I have a personal connection to it because the memories it brings back. There's The Inner Light. Great cover on that 45. I love that.
Trippy.
As I find them, I'll show them. I couldn't find them all. I couldn't find Matchbox. I don't know what happened to it here. Oh well. Okay, so Inner Light, Slow Down, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. 24, 23, and 22. My number 24, I'll Get You, which was the B-side of She Loves You. Why can't I find that? Oh well. Yeah, so I'll Get You, another one like Thank You Girl. It's kind of I like it about the same amount. It's kind of just a half decent song, but there's just so many better ones. So I had to go there with that. Then a great classic from their early singles, From Me to You, which I love. It's an amazing song.
Great song.
There's the 45 for From Me to You and Thank You Girl. Yeah, From Me to You, I mean, another one that was just an early hit that brings back a lot of memories. And then 22 is the rocker that you mentioned, Slow Down. I think it's great. That Slow Down Matchbox A and B side 45 is just a rockin' 45. They're too. I love the way they do those songs. So Slow Down is my number 22.
Okay. Well then, on to my 21, I guess. Is definitely one of the most famous songs. Many people today still think that this is their best song, which I don't get. I love the song, but at a certain point, you have to think it's pretty repetitious, most of the song. And anyway, I think most people can kind of guess I'm talking about Hey Jude.
Wow.
So yeah, a great song. The thing is, there's quite a difference between that first like 2 or 3 minutes where it's those brilliant lyrics that Paul came up with, and then just the na 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 nas. I think it's it kind of goes down in quality as you get to the end, and once you've heard it 10 times, you don't really need to hear the na na nas ever again, really. But
no. Well, yeah. You know what's funny? I can't find Hey Jude on my list, but I have 33 songs. I wonder if I have a song written down twice.
uh-oh.
We're going to find out. Keep your eye on me. I was just looking to see where I had Hey Jude written listed, and I can't find it. Okay, this will be interesting. All right, so yeah, Hey Jude, another one. Like it was just kind of revolutionary, especially the length of the song. It was like 7 minutes long,
Yeah.
and that to play a single like that on AM radio was pretty cool. And obviously, the Beatles never did it in concert. That's a great video, though, of them doing it on the David Frost show. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen that video.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. With the fake song at the start.
Yeah, and the seeing McCartney do it live, like it's a showstopper, right? You know, crowd singing, and there's 18,000 people, and it's kind of cool that way. But yeah, I can see why you ranked it where you did. And what was number 20?
So number 20 then is a great song that, if I'm not mistaken, was a song that only John and Paul were actually on, was The Ballad of John and Yoko.
Yeah.
Great song. The lyrics about, them getting married and everything. I like how it kind of follows some of the stuff that actually happened. And, great song, but not better than some of the stuff that's higher in my opinion. And then my number 19 was kind of a song that you already mentioned that was sort of like a throwaway song in a sense, not really doing much for you, is Thank You Girl. I think it's a great song. It's a nice, 1 minute and 50 seconds or whatever it is of knocking around, but yeah, not a revolutionary song.
Yeah, well, Battle of John and Yoko was kind of again, like when it came out, especially Christ, You Know It Ain't Easy. That got every time they played that on the radio, it got banned. Like they bleep out the word Christ.
They're gonna crucify me. Oh,
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a toe tapper. I kind of really like the song, and
yeah, good song.
it tells a story. It tells the story. Like it pretty lays it out there pretty easily for people to follow. That's kind of the way it all happened. And yeah, I kind of dig the song. Okay.
Oh, he's talking about Christ again. Here we go.
Yeah. So that was number. Oh my God, I'm old.
20, and 19. Yeah.
Watch for my double. I got one here somewhere and I can't find it. My number 21 is Matchbox. I just freaking love Ringo's vocal on that. I think that might be his best Beatles performance on record, to me.
Could be.
He rocks out on that song. He does a great vocal performance on Boys too, but I'm not a big fan of the song Boys. But I love Ringo's performance.
Yeah.
But he sings his heart out on that song. But Matchbox is the same. I just think he does a great job on that song. Love it, love it, love it. Number 21. Number 20. Another cover. Long Tall Sally. Paul doing Little Richard. Friggin' nobody has a. John and Paul both had great rock voices. Like when they rocked out, they both can do it. Like amazing. They both had that. They could sing, a nice soft melodic thing, but when they wanted to rock out, they both had the chops. And I love Paul's performance on Long Tall Sally. Great song. And my number 19, George Harrison, Only a Northern Song, which I love. George's songs are always special to me. I love George's stuff, but yeah, Only a Northern Song, I gotta rank at number 19. It's just the title of the song kind of shows that it's just he was just writing. It's just only a Northern Song. I really got nothing to say here. It's just
yeah.
There's no harmony. There's nothing. It's only a Northern Song. It's kind of a play on their publishing company, right? So, yeah. So number 19. That's it.
Kind of the same thing as what John Lennon was doing when he was writing "I Am the Walrus," where like he was kind of weary about people always analyzing his lyrics, so he just threw together "I Am the Walrus." So I always imagine that being kind of the same thing that George was doing with this.
Yeah. Like pretty much. That's pretty much what he was doing. Hey, here, I'll give you something that yeah. There's nothing to analyze here. Nothing to see here. Go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, number 18, 17, and 16.
Okay, my number 18 is a very revolutionary song. Revolution. Great song. I mean, just the opening guitar alone. I think I heard somewhere that it was one of the most returned singles with Hey Jude and it, because
Yeah,
it was so crazy. People never heard the guitar sound like that before. They thought their single was busted. So yeah, but great song. Means so much to the times of the 60s, of course, but yeah, I just love the song. And then my number 17, one of their early big hits, "For Me to You." You already talked about it. Great song. And then my number 16 is, you were just discussing Paul's rockin' voice, and one of his best vocal performances, in my opinion, is my number 16, "I'm Down." Freaking fantastic vocals on that one.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the scene of them doing that at Chase Stadium. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. John doing the elbow thing on the keyboards, and yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick of three. There's something going on with my list here. I don't know how I get to feel I can't see where I got Revolution either. This is gonna be really interesting to see what I missed. Oh man. Okay. I moved stuff around so much. Okay, so that was where are we here?
18, 17, 16.
Number 18 for me. I wonder if I got a different list than you. It's all too much. It's not on there, is it?
It's all too much. I thought you already talked about It's All Too Much.
No,
Or did you? No. No, it's not on my copy.
it's not. You know what? I went by. That's weird. I wonder where I got these from. So, okay. So we are going with Revolution here. Again, with John's vocals. Fantastic. I probably would have ranked that song higher than that, even if I would have done it. There's only a Northern Song isn't on there either.
No, it's not.
Now I know what I did. I wonder where I got those songs from.
You got all the songs from Yellow Submarine.
I don't know how I did that. So, okay, so there's where I'm missing my two songs, and I'm putting them both back to back. So my number 19, forget what I said about only a Northern Song, because it's not on there anyway. Erase that from your memories, BCE fans. And I'm putting Hey Jude there. And I agree with Jack. It's kind of a bit, after years and years of hearing it, it's kind of, you can probably, it's almost got like a Stairway to Heaven vibe. A lot of people don't like Stairway to Heaven because they heard it so much on the radio, it got overplayed on FM radio. I don't feel that way about it. And I really don't feel that way about Hey Jude, but I can understand how it's kind of just been monotonous.
I've never gotten sick with Stairway to Heaven.
No, me neither. But a lot of people do. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
I can't play it because I'm sick of hearing it. Yeah. So my 18 is Revolution, just an amazing rocker. What do you like better, the album version of Revolution, the slow acoustic version, or the fast rockin' version?
Oh, I much prefer the single.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And again, great performance on the David Frost show. That video that you can see the live of them doing it, fantastic. So yeah, so
I like George go. John's mic is shit. I love that.
yeah. Okay, so my number 17. So we got that straightened out. I got to go back. My number 19 was Hey Jude. Number 18 was Revolution. My number 17, another Paul rocker. She's a Woman. Paul kind of doing a Ray Charles thing, and Ray Charles is my favorite singer. And yeah, She's a Woman. Amazing. Amazing single. She's a Woman and I Feel Fine. Fantastic. So that's my number 17. She's a Woman. And my number 16 is I Want to Hold Your Hand. Just like I said before, just brings me back to when I first heard it and seeing them do it on the Ed Sullivan Show. And just the whole thing. It's just such an important song. Broke them in North America. And yeah, what can I say? It's got to be up there.
Yeah. Beatlemania might have gone pretty differently if they didn't come out with that song.
You never know whether they would have. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm caught up. Now we're at number 15, 14, and 13.
Okay. So my number 15 is one that is a fantastic George Harrison song. I mean, the guitar work on here is ridiculously good. It's an awesome song. But for whatever reason, I have a problem with the way they produce the vocals on here. It just doesn't sound as clear as it could to me. And the song I'm talking about is Old Brown Shoe. I mean, amazing song. I absolutely love it. Number 15. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably just me. I don't know if anyone else has ever felt this way, but there's something about the way they did the vocals on there that sounds a little weird to me, but maybe they did that intentionally. I don't really like the way they did it, but I still absolutely love the song. And then number 14 is song that you mentioned, Get Back. Absolutely love Get Back. It rocks. It's another one that you kind of heard too many times, but unlike Let It Be, it still hits me. I love Get Back. And I actually prefer the album version where it starts off with them like working out the song a bit.
Yeah.
I love that. But obviously they weren't going to leave
I
that
like
on
the version. I like the version with George's guitar lead in it rather than Billy Preston's keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then my number 13 is a song that I thought was going to be higher, but I guess only made it to 13, is Paperback Writer. Great single. I mean, them at the height of their power, maybe you could say, in 1966. I love Paperback Writer. I've heard it probably more than a lot of the songs on here, but I still absolutely love it. And yeah, so that's my 15, 14, and 13.
Interesting. 15 for me is We Can Work It Out. Great song. Love it, love it, love it. We Can Work It Out. Day Tripper. Yeah, that's it's a great Paul song. I think he wrote that when he was breaking up with Jane Asher. From what I'm just reading this book called Beatles 66 by a guy named Stephen Turner. I'm going to talk about it a bit on my wrap up tomorrow morning. But yeah, he takes the Beatles, kind of one of the most important years in their career, 1966, and really goes into depth, just then focusing on that year only and what they were up to. And that's kind of when Paul and Gene Asher were breaking up, and he wrote that song, kind of because they weren't seeing eye. She wanted to have a career as an actress, and he didn't want her to.
Yeah.
And, try and see it my way, and that whole thing. So, yeah, really nice song. Next one, another rocker of Paul's, Lady Madonna. Love Lady Madonna. I just love the piano in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Trying to find it here. I can't find it. I should have spread all these out on the floor so I could see them. But yeah, Lady Madonna is my number 14. And my number 13 is She Loves You. Another historic song in the Beatles catalog that broke them here. First released on a small label called Swan. And really didn't go anywhere until they put it on Capitol and pushed it after they started to get known. And and became a big hit. With I'll Get You was on the reverse side, I think. And yeah, so that's my 13th. We're down
Okay.
to 12, 11, and 10.
So
Ooh, into the top
my
10.
number 12 is a song, another one of those songs that has like a single version and an album version. And I much prefer the album version of this, but I still think the single version is fantastic. And it's Across the Universe. I think an absolutely essential Beatles song that everyone needs to hear. I mean, with those crazy lyrics, but they flow and they make so much sense when you really think about
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, one of John's greatest songs lyrically for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely love Across the Universe. I just think the slower version on the album is musically a bit better, but I still
I
love
agree.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm also not crazy about the like bird chirping at the start of this one. But,
Yeah, well, that's because that song was given to an organization, right, to use to promote them. I don't know if it was a World Wildlife Fund or something like that.
I never heard that really.
Yeah, that's why the wildlife, the birds singing and everything in that version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Right. So yeah, that's my number 12. Great song. And then 11, which is a song that I ranked much higher than you did. And I don't know what it is about this song because I totally understand your reason for not ranking it as high because there's nothing going on here really. There's no genius thing, but I don't know, just the progression of the song. I absolutely love it. The melody and how it goes is I Call Your Name. I just love that song. I don't know what it is. I can't really explain it, but it's just a great song to me. And then number 10, which you already mentioned, the piano work is freaking fantastic in this song, is Lady Madonna. I mean, genius song of Paul's, and one that I think he still really loves to play to this day is
Yeah.
Lady Madonna.
Yeah, it's a staple for sure in his concerts. Yeah, it's in the set list for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my next set.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow, we're moving into the top 10 with Lady Madonna. Yeah, I love Across the Universe too. Like lyrically, it's just a masterpiece. It's fantastic. And I Call Your Name, covered by the Mamas and Papas. I Call Your
Yeah.
Name. Okay, so my 12 is the Ballad of John and Yoko. We talked about it already. I love the whole feel of the song. It rocks out. It is only John and Paul in the studio doing it because John wrote it and wanted to get it out right away, and I don't think George and Ringo were around. And Paul could play drums, and
Yep.
they could both do the guitar parts and the vocals, and yeah, it was kind of like a song that it's almost like a Crosby, Stills and Nash with Ohio. Neil Young wrote it, and that night they had to go in the studio and record it.
Yep.
Like this is big news here. John and Yoko are big news. Let's get it out there. What's happening with us here? So very cool. Yeah, Ballad of John and Yoko, number 12. My number 11, Paperback Writer, which you had at
My number 13 is Paperback Writer.
Yeah, I knew we were close. Yeah, we weren't too far off on that one. Too off. Yeah, Paperback Writer, just a cool song. I mean, just lyrically kind of inventive and cute, and yeah, it's almost like Elvis Costello's Every Day I Write the Book. The chapters and stuff. It's kind of like the same thing. The guy's a paperback writer. And yeah, and my number 10 to start off my top 10 is Across the Universe, which again, I mean, lyrically, it would probably be in my top. For John's, just lyrically only, it would probably be a top 5 of all time for Glen compositions lyrically. Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now we're into the meat here. 9, 8, and 7.
Okay. Number 9 for me is a song with one of the most inventive for the time and most beautiful string arrangements in it, and that's Yes It Is. Freaking love that song. and it was the B-side to Ticket to Ride. I mean, what a single is that? Come on.
My favorite Beatles single. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love that song. Great song. Yes, it is. And then 8 is one of the most rocking songs. We already kind of talked about it a bit. Don't Let Me Down. I mean, probably one of John's best, or probably his best song, maybe from that like 69, 70 period. Freaking love Don't Let Me Down. Kind of wish it was on the Let It Be album, but
Yeah.
still.
Well, it's on Let It Be Naked, right?
Yeah. And then finally, my number 7 is maybe Paul's number 1 best Beatles vocal performance, in my opinion. She's a Woman. I mean, an unbelievable vocal performance on that one.
Yeah,
Great lyrics.
It's amazing. It is good.
So yeah, that's my 9, 8, and 7.
Yeah, She's a Woman. Wow. Okay, number 987 for me. My number 9. We're getting into all the kind of the 1965 and the 50, 65, 66 is when they started to mature as artists. Kind of getting away from the, she loves you, he loves me, I want to hold your hand and all that. So I am going with I Feel Fine. Guitar in that song is great. The feedback, first ever feedback recorded, guitar feedback. I Feel Fine. Freaking love that song. My number 8, it kind of has the same kind of feel to it, same era, Day Tripper. George's riff there, iconic. I think if anybody's ever tried to learn to play the guitar, they've tried to play that.
Yeah, I can play it on guitar, actually.
And number 7, song that you spoke very highly of just a few minutes ago. Yes, it is. What a vocal performance. Unbelievable. Just that is what makes the Beatles special. Those 3 voices harmonizing. Incredible. Yeah, that's my thing. So I Feel Fine, Day Tripper, and Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Now we're down to the bottom 6 here, the top 6.
Okay. My number 6, song you just talked about, I Feel Fine. I mean, come on. I mean, you just said it was the first example of feedback being used. And if I'm not mistaken, it was also the first example of a sitar being in a Western song.
Okay, you're teaching me something. I didn't know there was sitar and I Feel Fine.
Yeah, right at the very beginning, the first like note is like is sitar.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Awesome. I read that on Wikipedia, actually.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
I got to check that out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a freaking fantastic song.
Yeah.
What can you say about I Feel Fine? It's just, it's special. Special. And then number 5 is a song that you talked about. Not too much going on here, but once again, I just love it. I don't know why, but it's just great melody and great singing. Is I'll Get You. I just love that.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just freaking love that song. Nothing more to say there.
Yeah, the
and then number
He Loves You. Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of, number 4, She Loves You.
I can't argue with that, man. I should have ranked it higher. What a great song.
I mean, one of their most important songs to Beatlemania. And there's not much going on here musically. It's not like it's not across the universe. It's not like brilliant, but there's just something about the lyrics that get me. It's so heartfelt and true. I don't know what it is, but it tells like a little story, and I just love the lyrics there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just brilliant. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, that's yeah. And it was kind of like when you listen to Paul being interviewed about the song. He always said they weren't making it the first person. They were kind of going, "Oh no, she loves you. It's you he wants." They're talking to someone else rather than saying, I want to hold your hand, and
Yeah.
I'll get you. And it's that they took they made it a third person thing, and it worked. And it's a great song. And any old clip you see of them doing it, just blows people away. The people went nuts when they sang that song. Wow, very cool. So this is going to work out good. So we're going to go 4. So just do 3 and 2 next time. Let's just keep our number ones back here.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to do my 4, 6, 5, and no 5. What is it? 6, 5, 4.
Yeah.
Number 6, This Boy. Again, the same with Yes It Is. Those songs kind of, to me, I think of them both as the same type of songs. And John's performance, he just rips it out there when he does it. And this boy won't be happy. Oh man, it's just incredible. It still makes the hairs on my arm stand up when I hear it. Great harmonies, beautiful song. It could have been my number 1. I freaking love this song.
Yeah, great song.
Number 6. Number 5, a song that I absolutely love from George Harrison, and it's not the greatest song in the world for some reason, but it just does it for me, is Old Brown Shoe. I freaking love that song. Always have. And yeah, I don't know what to say. Other than that's, to me, that's one of George's best songs. And I love the version that they do on the tribute to when they did the tribute to George concert for George. I forget who actually sang it, but well, it might have been Gary Brooker from Procol Harum did it. But yeah, I love that. So that's my number 5. And my number 4, a song that you ranked too low. The Inner Light. I freaking love that song. That sitar is hypnotizing to me. I just, oh, I mean, Within You, Without You is my favorite George Harrison song of all time. Lyrically, musically, I love that song. My second favorite song on Sgt. Pepper. But Inner Light is just, I think it's just an incredible song. Incredible. So that's my number 4. So, okay, so do 3 and 2.
Okay. Oh, all right. My number 3 really could be number 1. It's the same kind of thing with She Loves You, where I think the lyrics are just so true and great. And you already talked about the story behind the lyrics, is We Can Work It Out. Freaking love We Can Work It Out. But mainly because of John and Paul's harmony on that, the like, life is very short.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple lyrics, but it's just so true and genius. And I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about the Beatles being geniuses. I mean, they came up with these simple things that are just, they mean something to everyone.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a collaboration song. I'm not really sure. I'm just guessing it is. That Paul did the Try and See It My Way, the verse stuff, and then that middle 8 part with Life is Very Short. It sounds like that's something John would write.
Yeah.
They collaborated on that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then number 2 is, I mean, you already said one of the greatest probably lead guitar riffs of all time, Day Tripper. I mean, it's freaking fantastic. I mean, the lyrics are some like weird as heck, and it was one of the ones that over here in North America they were all going crazy about the lyrics, all the radio companies and whatnot. But yeah, great songs, love it.
Wow. My number 3 is, you mentioned it as one of the great rockers and one of Paul's great vocal performances as a rockin' tune, I'm Down. I freaking love that song. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. That Help, I'm Down 45 is there's not many better than that by anybody ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a great song. And again, when Paul does that on Shea Stadium, I just love that. Why they haven't released that Shea Stadium show on a Blu-ray disc yet is beyond me.
That'd be awesome. You should ask the hard-hitting reporter.
Yeah, I should. Okay, and my number 2, great John song, Don't Let Me Down. I love that song. You're right, it should have been on Let It Be. And yeah, fantastic. John, the vocal performance from John is incredible on that song. Fantastic. That's my number 2. I think we both have the same number 1.
Looks like we do.
That's
mean,
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say I'm shocked because it's a great song, but yeah, go ahead. What is it?
So
Drum
number
roll.
1, Rain.
Yes, that's wild.
I mean,
That's so sweet.
it's a perfect song.
It is. Yeah, Ringo's best drumming performance as a Beatle.
Oh, absolutely.
Backward stuff going on. Lennon's vocals, the lyrics.
It may be my number 1 favorite Beatles song lyrically, actually.
Wow.
I mean, just because like on the surface, it's like, when the rain comes, whatever. But I always think about these hidden meanings that he may have had with it. But I don't know if they're really there, but it's the one song that makes me think more than any other Beatles song lyrically. But yeah, it's just a perfect song. Everything about it. It makes sense that we both have it at number 1. But yeah, I'll let you say what you have to say about it.
I just love it. What the whole thing, Paperback Writer and Rain. Again, Paperback Writer was the A side. I always thought Rain should have been in the A side, but I guess it was a bit too experimental. And kind of the start of the psychedelic thing for them. They're 65, 66 when it came out. And lyrically, you're one of their masterpieces. Another amazing John song. And I love the backwards stuff in it, and they were really starting to prove themselves in the studio. And incredible song. Ringo. If anybody says Ringo can't drum, just listen to that song. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is that was cool.
Yeah.
The Past Masters. If you don't have this in your collection, you should. This is kind of the last one you bought, eh? I know, like, I'll say something about Jack. When Jack gets into a band, he starts from the first album and buys the second one, and then the third release and the fourth release. You kind of do the whole kind of right up from the start to the finish, eh?
Yeah. I do that a lot of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this wasn't. You didn't have this one for quite some time.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, but amazing selection of songs on here.
Yeah.
But we're missing out if they only have the original studio releases. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, you gotta hear like Rain and Day Tripper and stuff.
Yeah. Incredible. Wow. This was fun.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm not shocked, but it's very cool that we jived on those that last song. That's very neat. So next time we're going to come up with something else. We've got a couple ideas in place. We're going to talk about them, and within the next week to 2 weeks, we'll have another video up. We hope you enjoyed this one. Beatles are both our favorite band. I want to thank Jack for doing this with me. It's something I really look forward to. So thank you so much, Jack.
Yeah, for sure.
Great day. Thank you.